I am thrilled to introduce you to Cindy Fox. Cindy and I have had the pleasure of getting to know each other over the last week, and I'm just really excited about what she has to share. So, before we really jump in, Cindy, can you just introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about what you do, and then we'll just dive into the questions.
Hi, I love the music in the background. So thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here amongst so many beautiful souls and for giving me the opportunity to share my message with others as well. So I am a relationship coach, and I believe the most important relationship we have is the one with ourselves. So that's what I mainly focus on when I work with somebody. And I call myself an intuitive relationship coach because I have found it's not something I seeked out or anything, but it's something that just kind of happened over a period of time, that I'm able to tune into people's energies and um, what their strengths and not so much strengths are within themselves. And I'm able to what some people call as channel information, so specific to that person that I'm talking with or working with. Obviously, with their permission. I can't do it without their permission, but so that's what I call myself an intuitive coach, because I have these feelings that just come when I work with somebody. And because I'm fascinated with how the brain functions, I did a couple of courses. So I became a NLP practitioner, and then there was an offer to do a master practitioner course as well. So I've completed that. So with all of that personal experience and the intuitiveness and the the proper training, I
Yes.
combine all of that together when I work with somebody. So I'm passionate about what I do, and I just love seeing the transformations and just being part of not just that person's change, what they would like to change in themselves, but also when you have that person's life a little bit more what they would like it to be, that transfers on to everybody around them.
That's so true. That's so true. For
So,
people who don't know what NLP is, I'm familiar, but I wasn't familiar until probably 3 or 4 years ago. So, can you explain a little bit about what that is?
so it's neural linguistic patterns. You can actually your subconscious stores a lot of information that is not conscious to you when you're just talking in everyday life, but through your experiences and what are you mostly exposed to during the day, your subconscious kind of just stores it. And a lot of times it's that subconscious level that drives you with what you're doing. And sometimes you don't even realize why you do things, because you don't necessarily want to do something, but your subconscious thinks, well, this is what I'm used to, so I'm going to do this now. So it's kind of
Yes.
like it's very similar to when you just know how to brush your teeth, you know how to brush your hair, you know how to walk to the car and put the key in and all that stuff. It's all automatic. So everything else can be kind of automated like this. But the good thing is that when you got into some kind of pattern, like negative talk about yourself, especially that's my specialty, we can actually retrain the brain to start thinking about yourself in a nicer way. And so, because my past is that I've been abused by different people through, from childhood, I practiced a lot of things about myself that I've heard a lot of times, that I'm useless, that I'm stupid, that I can't do this, I can't do that. So, and then a few years ago, I was at my lowest of the lowest, it was suggested that I should get some help. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't meant in the way that I took it because of how that sentence came to me, but I actually took it on and I started to get help. And so this is why I was interested in how the brain works, and NLP is helpful because I found that by reprogramming my mind, I found out that I'm good at a lot of things that I've been told that I'm not good at. The latest,
kind of like yourself, right?
yeah, I hated myself. I just hated everything about myself. I remember a lady, I don't speak with her anymore, but it's a long story, but she was the last person in my life, apart from another lady who's living far away, who actually talked with me as an adult because I was so alienated against everybody. I had one lady and she was trying to help me understand that I'm not stupid, I'm actually smart, and that I'm beautiful, and try to tell me these things. And I remember her holding me by my shoulder and looking at me very close. She was a good friend. And she said, Cindy, just say to me that I am beautiful, as in me, right? I could not say the words. I just could not say it. And she said, okay, well, you're smart, so just say I am smart. And I couldn't even open my eyes to look at her.
Wow. So is this what inspired you to start coaching other people, that transformation that you found?
Yeah, so I didn't actually set out to do coaching. It's kind of something I fell into because after that lady actually walked away from me, she said, I can't watch you destroy yourself more and more. And I just can't do this. So she walked away, and that was a big turning point in my life because she was the last person who came to my house and tried to help me. And I'm like, now what? So then I had to get some help. And I don't know about other ladies, but I was terrible at asking for help.
I think a lot of women struggle with that. We're supposed to be the ones that can multitask with ease, right? And there's a certain amount of truth to that for a lot of us, but we all have our breaking point. There's all just one more needle on a haystack that makes the whole thing fall apart, right? So then what would you say have you noticed in the people that you've worked with as a coach? What kind of obstacles have you seen that they're facing in their own businesses? Because you do work with women in businesses. Are they facing some of the same things that you went through as you did your transformation, and how are you able to help them?
Yeah, so a lot of ladies that I work with, they have this thing at the beginning that they compare themselves to others a lot. And I always say, you're unique, you are you. And even though we might be able to work in the same field or anything, you can actually just be yourself and do the things that you're good at. But a lot of them are struggling with how other people will see them. So again, it comes back to that self-confidence and that self-esteem of, you know what, I am good at what I'm doing, and it might not fit everybody, and that's okay. But I just do what I do, and then the right people kind of come along.
Absolutely. So how would you say you help them transform from that place of I'm not good enough because I'm not like so-and-so, or I'm just not good enough, period? How do you help get them from that point to a transformation where they're happy with who they are and they're confident about who they are?
Yeah, so it's not a quick process. Like if I had a magic wand and then I can just whoosh it over everybody, I'd be a billionaire. But it's a process. So what happened was that with the coaching, because I transformed my life so quickly, people wanted to know how I did it. So a lot of things I had to repeat over and over again to different people. And then my angels told me one day to just put it together in a book. I used to have people subscribing to an email list where I shared information every day. And then that turned into a series of books. So the very first book is a 30-day program that I take people through. And by the time they get to the 30 days, they feel better about themselves.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, so
That's
it's
incredible. Yeah.
Thank you. So it's not a quick process. We can have little transformations every day when we talk, and then all those little things over time add up to this big thing. So I often, yeah.
Go ahead.
Now I often say, don't expect that, we can change your life in a day or two, because it took you a lifetime to get to where you're at. So for the brain to change your thinking, it's going to take some time. And we have to give ourselves that time. I find that 30 days seems to work well for everybody. And if somebody wants to work with me longer, that's fine too. So, but
it's at least a good starting point, right? To really get kind of in the pool and start waiting. And then if you need to go a little bit deeper, you can work with you one-on-one, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I was just going to ask you, from your experience in working with women, and obviously you're working with women who have a little bit of self-esteem issues, how does that kind of present a barrier to them building their business better and stronger?
Yeah. So I don't know. There was can I talk to one particular lady? So she came to me very upset, like she was just bawling her eyes out, and she reminded me of myself when I was 7 years ago. So I was like, oh my gosh, I knew I could help. If she's willing to do the work that it takes, I knew I could help her to help herself.
Absolutely.
Because I can't help. It's not me that's doing the work. I can suggest things, I can encourage you to do things, but then it's still up to you whether you're going to take it on or not. So you actually have to do the work. But I knew that, I felt it, that she was ready. So she read my book first, and then she came to me that, after 2 or 3 days, she felt a change. So I started working with her on one-on-one, and when so she did the book by herself first, and then we did the next 30 days one-on-one coaching, and by the end of it, she was ready to start up her own business. She's got a testimonial, like she's given me a video testimonial, because she was just so happy about what happened.
Yeah, that's a big transformation for 30 days.
Yeah, but she did a lot of work. She was willing to do the work. I cannot help anybody if they're not willing to do the work, because I can't. You can't go into somebody's brain and change it. It's something that has to come from.
They have to decide to do it for themselves. Absolutely.
Yes. So she's just so happy. And I see her post these days that she started her business with her daughter. Actually, they used to have a business a while ago, and then they've gone back and revamped it, and now they're doing it together. And it's just so lovely to see that within a couple of months, she went from sleeping on somebody else's bed because she had to flee home, and with her little son. And so she was basically homeless with nothing. She just had to leave everything. And within the couple of months, she was able to manifest herself a beautiful 4-bedroom home in an area.
Wow.
In an area where she wanted to live, because that's the area she loves. And in a rental market where people are, 40, 50 people are rolling up to get one apartment or one house because there's just a shortage of it and everything is so expensive. And she was able to do that within a couple of weeks. And then she was receiving all these gifts from different organizations to set up her home with furniture and, you know, just make it a home. And she was just,
when you say yes to yourself, other people start saying yes as well, right?
yeah, so she was ready to just absolutely transform her life. She was just so sick of living the way that she was living. She's had enough. And then the transformation can happen, and it's just lovely. And she's got this beautiful business where they make dream catchers and very soulful business. So yeah.
That's incredible. I want to make sure that you have enough time to tell people how they can work with you, because you've been really generous. You've given us access to a free 30-minute, is it a session with you? Is that correct?
Yeah.
And then as well, I dropped in the copy for this particular video up there. You can actually download a free gift by visiting that link in the website. And Cindy has without any questions, she basically spelled out, if you read through this, it will change your life. And so that's a really powerful statement. And I just wanted to make sure that people took advantage of that to really, learn more about what you do and how you've transformed your own life. But I also wanted to give you a couple of minutes to just tell people how they can work with you, whether it's one-on-one in a group session or how you work, and then how they can get in touch with you.
Yeah, so right now it's one-on-one, and through that link, you're welcome to book in for a 30-minute session. And I know that ladies who are watching here, they're on the other side of the world, so you might not see a time that fits you, but can you just please message me? And then I'm sure we can work out a time that fits both of us, even if you cannot see something in that calendar. Because what I can do is in that 30-minute session, I haven't had a session yet where we didn't have a breakthrough. So even in that first 30 seconds, I'm happy to do a bit of coaching if we can just find out what your next step might be. And then if it's something that you'd like to do to continue with, then we can talk about how a coaching can work.
Yes, and share with everybody where you're located.
I'm in Brisbane, Australia.
So if Cindy and I can connect and make this work virtually from a coffee bar in Orlando, Florida, I think you guys can connect. All it takes is just reaching out and starting a conversation with Cindy. She's so very approachable, so kind, and it has really been a joy to get to know you, and I look forward to just staying connected, Cindy. I did drop the link to I believe is it a book that you gave us access to?
So it's as I mentioned, I have the 30-day transformational book, and I shared one of my favoriteest chapter. It's a full chapter about imagination, and I actually shared the exact technique of what I used to keep our home when I was facing eviction and being homeless because I had no money, I had no job, I had nothing. I didn't even have money to take the things with us. So I would have had to leave everything here and tell my children that we're going to be living in a shoebox somewhere because I had no idea where we were going to go. But by using those techniques that I shared in that chapter, through some amazing circumstances, I was able to keep our home. And it's actually a cute story that we don't have time for now, but maybe another time I can share how I actually did that and what happened, because it's incredible. But if you use that same technique, I am absolutely certain that you can change your life. It's just, yeah, it's very powerful.
Yeah, that's a powerful tool. I do want to just give a couple of minutes to open up for people who are participating. Ashley and Renee have been here the whole time, and they've gotten to hear your story of transformation. And I'm sure many of the women in the group will also watch to see on a replay. So Renee and Ashley, do you have any questions that you would like to ask Cindy while we've got her live?
Again, I don't have any questions, but I want to make a comment. I thank you, Miss Cindy, for sharing your nuggets. And what I got of your was being no comparison. I normally tell my team to not compare. We are uniquely made, and knowing your worth, your self-worth. And I really appreciate you sharing this nuggets for me. I am owner of Blessed Bijou LLC, and I thank you, Miss Amber. It's been a joy today. And I'm looking what you're providing, Miss Cindy. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
And Ashley asked, do you teach NLP courses, Cindy?
I don't, but I can put you onto somebody who does. I have the most awesomest coach. And this is another thing, even I really recommend for coaches to get coaches. So I always have a coach, and I have the most amazing coach. He's helping me with some other stuff now as well. After we finish here, I'm doing a testimonial for him because he's amazing. But I can put you into the best person in the world who can teach you NLP. I've learned from the best.
Yeah, feel free to connect, in the Facebook group. Send a message to Cindy, Ashley, or Cindy, you can send a message to Ashley and connect, and then maybe you two can connect on a virtual call like we're doing here. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Cindy, so much for your time. I want to give you just a moment to kind of wrap up and sum up, and just leave the audience with one parting thought. As we close out, we're one presenter away from closing out International Women's Day. So first of all, thank you for spending your time with us. And second of all, what's that last thought that you want to leave everybody with?
Well, I believe that we should, I don't like that word, should, but if we can get past the obstacle of not being able to ask for help, if I could just encourage you to just take a deep breath and then just say, I am worthy of help, receiving help from others, and just ask for help, because you open up a whole new avenue for yourself that you've never seen before that could be possible. So ask for help. And another one, don't compare your week 1 with somebody else's week 21.
And hopefully don't compare at all.
Don't compare at all. Yeah, don't compare at all. But yeah,
yes, I understand what you're saying, though.
You know what I mean? Like, we all have to start somewhere. We all have our own something, and that other person that you're comparing yourself to could have a whole different scenario. So yeah, don't compare at all. But yes, and then the biggest thing is ask for help, because you'll receive so much love. And can I just share what helped me to ask for help? The biggest way was, it was explained to me that when I ask for help, it's not just me asking for help, but it gives the other person who's giving us the help an opportunity to give love. So if we don't ask for help, we're not just cutting off our own abundance, but we're cutting off that other person's abundance flow as well, because we're not allowing that person to give what they've got, or to share what they've lost.
I teach that to my clients. I teach it to my family, because they're so proud. There's that pride that stands in the way of receiving help. And I will literally stop them and tell them, you're literally robbing me of joy right now. Can I please help you? So that's a really powerful statement. And also you saying that I am worthy of receiving help. And you are. You are more than enough. You are born worthy of everything that comes to you. So thank you so much, Cindy. I could talk to you for hours.
Thank you. Thank you, Amber, for the opportunity, and thank you,
My
Ashley.
pleasure. Renee, yes, Ashley and Renee, thank you both for being here.
Renee, for listening.
All right. Thank you, and we will see you soon. Thank you, and happy International Women's Day.
And happy International Women's Day to you as well. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.